Tony Robbins, the world's most regarded life and business coach, is now facing a massive backlash from the internet and supporters of the Me Too movement over a video that recently went viral. It's all in this Hash Out Headline Breakdown. Speaking at one of his Unleash the Power Within events in San Jose last month to a packed stadium of around 12,000, many of whom paid anywhere from $650 to $3,000 to attend, the motivational speaker was quoted saying that the Me Too movement was an example of people attempting to gain significance. An 11-minute video of the seminar shows Robbins in conversation with a woman. The video picks up mid-conversation after Robbins voices his feelings about the Me Too movement.
So I think you misunderstand the Me Too movement. I think the Me...
Not for you personally. I'm not misunderstanding for you.
An edited clip of this video, posted by the popular online outlet Now This, shows what they felt were the significant moments of the encounter, which has caused the recent spike in uproar from Me Too movement survivors and supporters. In the shortened version, the text placed by Now This states that Robbins does not understand the Me Too movement and that he is against victimhood, and he believes people to use it to make themselves significant. The woman, identified as Nanine McCool, attempted to voice her own concern over Robbins' misunderstanding of the Me Too movement during the event, while the life coach repeatedly reasoned out of her defense.
Look at these people and see what is empowerment. Anger is not empowerment. What you're seeing is people making themselves significant by making somebody else wrong. Why are you pushing back? I didn't tell you to push back. Why are you pushing back? Why are you pushing so hard?
Robbins follows his justification up with what many are describing as an example of his position as a man to intimidate by literally pushing back on McCool.
You're still resisting. She's still pushing on me. I've pointed out she's still pushing on me. Why is she still pushing? And when you push someone else, it doesn't make you more safe. It just makes them angry.
Founder of the hashtag MeToo, Tarana Burke, naturally caught wind of the video and responded with this tweet. I was made aware of this video before I ever saw it, because Tony Robbins' people reached out to do damage control within 24 hours. They wanted to give me context, apparently. I don't need any, I have eyes. The full video is 11 minutes, and it's gross. Bravo to this woman. Burke's tweet thread also goes on to explain exactly what the movement was all about. Not victimhood, but survivors. This movement is about making sure survivors have the resources to heal after they've said Me Too. It's about galvanizing a global community of survivors and advocates to do the work of interrupting sexual violence. It's about protecting folks' human dignity at all costs. Robbins has built a fortune and a self-help business empire thanks in part to his profanity-laden and aggressive confrontational style. But his recent opinions in this recorded encounter overstepped a boundary even his lifelong fans can no longer support. A couple of days later, McCool posted a personal message to YouTube, asking Robbins to hear from the survivors following the outpour of support she received from other Me Too movement supporters.
Hi, Tony. This is Nanine McCool. I've allowed this Me Too thing to completely distract me, and I don't want to be distracted, so I feel like I need to do this and say this so that I can refocus and get back to work. I am overwhelmed by the Facebook page and all the powerful comments from women who were affected by what happened Thursday between you and I. And I think you need to hear from us. I think you need to hear from all of them. I hope you're reading those comments, but I hope beyond just reading them that you will actually have a discussion with them.
While thousands of tweets echo in defense of the Me Too movement and Tarana Burke's replies, among them are some coming to Robbins' defense, saying that the full 6-hour San Jose event cast Robbins' comments in a different light. However, neither Burke, McCool, or the majority are convinced that this is a harmless statement. Last week, McCool posted again to YouTube addressing these comments.
I want to talk about some of these repetitive things that particularly Tony Robbins fans seem to keep bringing up to sort of, I guess, discredit me. So the first sort of critique is that I'm attention seeking. So, okay, every time I open my mouth, I'm attention seeking. That is absolutely true. I'm with you on that. What I think is really important is what comes out of my mouth and the message that I want to bring attention to. Okay, and in this case, the message and the thing I want to bring attention to is the Me Too movement. So let me just clarify. I didn't plan to stand up in a Tony Robbins seminar full of Tony Robbins fans and yell at him across this arena. I almost sat down before someone clued him in that I was back there yelling at him. The way I remember it is I was sitting there listening to him, and he was saying this thing about Me Too that I found really wrong, and he didn't understand it.
To echo these statements, the most recent tweets from the social media Me Too movement founder Tarana Burke reads this. This moment is so damaging, especially with how influential Tony Robbins is. We have a hard enough time trying to shift the narrative about what this movement really is, and he stands in front of thousands of his followers and completely misrepresents the Me Too movement. Tony Robbins, if you talk to more survivors and less sexist businessmen, maybe you'll understand what we want. We want safety, we want healing, we want accountability, we want closure, we want to live a life free from shame. That's the reality of the Me Too movement, sir. Do better. On April 8th, Robbins released a formal letter of apology, posted both on his Twitter and Facebook page. At a recent Unleash the Power Within event in San Jose, my comments failed to reflect the respect I have for everything Tarana Burke and the Me Too movement has achieved. I apologize for suggesting anything other than my profound admiration for the Me Too movement. Let me clearly say I agree with the goals of the Me Too movement and its founding message of empowering through empathy, which makes it a beautiful force for good. I am committed to being part of the solution. I am committed to helping to educate others so that we all stay true to the ideals of the Me Too movement. I will never stop examining my own words and actions to make sure that I am staying true to those ideals. That begins with this brief statement, but will not end until our goals are reached. Since then, many of Robbins' followers have been voicing their own opinions on this response, calling it a PR move for damage control.